opposite directions. I'm like, I'm sorry,
What you're
guys.
supposed to do is just break out, Barry White and just play it on your phone.
That would have been so much better. They probably wouldn't have heard the creak, to be honest. I felt bad. I did.
Oh wow, that got darker. Hold on. Let me fix that.
Oh, no, I can.
Are you talking about the lighting or the content?
No,
matter?
I can make it darker because I saw a cardinal interaction.
We are not even a minute into this, and it like.
Hey, did I tell you about
Hey,
the time?
guys!
No.
Hello, guys. Welcome. We are Pints and Pistons, and we are back in the
That
sack.
looks better.
In action at the amazing pallet bar that has held up so well. This is one of the best things.
I need to reseal it. I need to hit it with the sander again and then
Still
reseal it.
fantastic.
Honestly,
Well, it's just right there. It's
Yeah,
the height.
just-
That's where I'm always leaning.
all those, yeah. That would probably be an area right there.
Yeah.
But the rest of it has held up really well.
Yeah,
Really,
it just,
really well.
It just
Like-
needs a. Well, I don't know what the bottom looks like because you gotta think the bottom. I didn't do anything with. I sealed this like with a paintbrush, just sitting here like this.
But,
like,
I mean-
nah.
But they're all heat treated.
Well, yeah,
Right.
sure.
Pallets are all heat treat. They're treated for rot. Like they won't rot. So
I mean, they'll dry out and split like they have, but I mean,
Well, those were
it's-
already like
yeah,
that,
exactly.
right?
That's just what they do. But no, this is solid. This is
So, hello, we're
Brother-
Pints and Pistons. I'm Daniel. This is Mike. That's Brian, and that's Chris.
hello.
And
Yes.
we talk about things to do with cars
Sorry,
of
it was
different
getting-
natures,
and drink beer.
and we drink beer, and always new ones.
Okay, I'm going straight into it because I've been waiting 2 freaking weeks for this one. Okay, so this
Yes,
beer,
my plan has come to
so
fruition.
this beer I'm about to bring out is last time Chris brought 2 beers, and since it was cooler out, we decided to go with the
Patriarchy?
the pastry, which amazing by the
Boom.
way. But it was cooler out, and we're like, you know what, this is the last like cooler stint. We'll do that. The other one is definitely a warmer weather beer. But as soon as I saw it, I'm like, I need to try this. I need to try this. And I've been good. It has been in my fridge
proud of
ever
you.
since.
I'm proud of
I've
you.
picked a box up a couple times, but I have not. But I've been waiting for this.
Part of me knew that when I brought this second one over, it was going to torture him for 2 weeks.
It has.
If part of that
So
box,
what you're saying is you did that on purpose.
A little bit.
if part of that box has like kind of a more stale, thinner piece of cardboard on it, we know why.
Yes. Thankfully, there is cardboard.
It's to protect things.
Yes.
He's very happy about that, isn't he?
We're
His
we're
little
happy.
veins were pumping too. and
We're happy about
everything.
that. Oh yeah,
was stoked.
he is just a little excited.
Just a tiny bit.
Tiny bit.
He can only ever get a little anything.
A little ahead. Not really. No. Oh,
His patience has run
What's that?
short.
Oh man, he is like
he's moving. Did you hear?
he
the
is
fridge
absolutely
shut?
just
Did
full
you hear
sending it
shut?
through there.
Huh?
He's actually just.
Me?
Did you run?
Yes, I did.
Just checking.
I did.
What is this? Slush Rush Cherry Lime Wheat Beer.
It is the thing that has
So-
been daunting me. I don't know if
This
there's reading on
beer-
the can. I don't see one here on the.
Is the Brewdog Slush Rush Cherry Lime Wheat Beer.
I've been
Look at the
very
color,
excited
bro.
about
No, you're
this.
fine. Look at the color.
So this is wheat beer with the cherry lime soda from Buc-ee's.
Oh!
We don't
That-
have a read-in on this one.
Look at
so
that color.
Just Brewdog Slush Rush Cherry Lime Wheat Beer, 4.6%. And that is it.
Honestly, like
Brewed in Ohio
like
with
you were kind of
Brewdog.
mentioning, I think that is the perfect beer for this insanely
Oh,
hot
yeah.
spice.
Yeah,
Look at
hopefully the one that I brought is also the one I got last week. I was on a side quest, and I also kind of got it with the weather in mind.
You and them side quests, sometimes you find some.
Oh, God, that smells
amazing
so
stuff.
freaking
Color
good.
on that.
I know that's
Oh
just
my
so pretty.
So is
There's
nothing on the
looks-
box.
No, there's nothing on the
Oh.
box. So it looks like
Right?
it looks like a
Even
almost
with
like a
minute
pink,
sense of smell,
lemon.
like
Cider.
I was
It
gonna
almost
say,
looks like a
piece of
cider.
shit.
Well, I was gonna say it
You
almost
smell
looks
it?
like
I
pink
smell the
lemonade.
cherry.
Did y'all smell it?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
trust me,
gosh.
I
I
did.
smell a cherry slushy.
Gentlemen, slancha salud. Cheers.
said-
Chin
Senpai.
chin.
Senpai.
It better be good, because if not, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, it's not good.
No, it's terrible. You should give that to me, actually.
Yeah.
I'll take it from you. No, it's fine. No.
Okay, okay.
Oh my god, that's good.
I called it.
Oh, wait a minute.
This is the cherry lime soda from Buc-ee's
Yep.
with beer.
Yep.
Hold on a minute.
Damn,
Wait,
that's so
hold on a
good.
minute. Hold on, what's going on over here?
Mike, am I wrong?
No, it literally is. Oh my goodness.
The only thing that's missing right now is the 3-meat barbecue sandwich.
Oh, what a
It's-
good sandwich
What
that
is that one hit? There's another hit that I'm trying to.
It's the lime at the end.
Well, it's
No,
got a
no,
heavy
no,
lime hit.
there's-
No, there's something else in the middle of it.
Hold
That
on.
is
Hold on.
Because
Hold on. Hold on.
Because
hold on,
it
hold on,
hits. It hits cherry.
I'll trade you one of mine for one of these.
Finishes. Yeah, there's still 2 more out there.
That is so good.
yeah, so
Is there,
it-
is there vanilla in there?
I think that's what it might be because
I'm
it's,
not getting any vanilla. I'm just getting the lime.
It's
and the
right in the middle.
cherry.
So it goes as soon as you take a sip, it is cherry, then it transitions to lime on a finish.
For me, what it is, I do
Or it could just be
because
me.
I've had
That's
said,
what I'm thinking.
I've had said Bucky's cherry lime.
Oh, when we went, we're all like, "Oh, what you getting? Cherry limeade? Oh, me too. Oh, me too."
No, it was actually, we
So
all
I
showed up
think-
at the register with our sandwiches and our sodas. Like, which one did you get? And we all ended up getting the same thing.
We all got the cherry lime soda at
Um,
the same time.
I'm on them flavor notes, but like, I guess it's like kind
Okay, I
of
need
a
to put
sweet
that
thing
down,
I'm
'cause-
tasting in between. It almost tastes like I'm
Clove?
eating. No, it almost tastes like I'm eating a gummy worm, like a
Yeah,
cherry
oh.
lime gummy worm in between.
it's like a
sipping it.
almost gelatin taste.
Gelatin.
Like,
it's like a gelatin sweetness. I don't know.
so
how to
anytime
describe
you're
it.
eating like a gummy bear or a gummy worm, like just that, not the flavor of what the gummy bear is supposed to be. There's just
it's,
that
it's definitely
flavor,
like,
like
vanilla-y
almost
in-
like a, like I know gelatin really doesn't have a flavor to
Well,
it,
I'm not
but
getting-
it's like that.
like I said,
I
I'm
know
getting.
exactly what you're talking about.
I'm just getting Bucky's cherry lime soda with beer.
It is
But
so good.
You
Oh.
know what's
Oh.
messed up is like I feel like they made this with the intent of being very simple, but
Oh,
I
you're
feel
doing
like this is a very complex beer.
And in they go.
No, I guess it is a sweetness. It's the type of cherry. It ain't vanilla.
No, it's a little more of a tart. A tartness and sweetness going on. It's a little bit of
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Okay. That's whatever kind of cherry they use then.
Oh, that was good. That's so good.
That's what it is, Mike. It's the kind of cherry they use. I don't know what kind of cherry it is, but if you do a light hit and hit the tip of your tongue, you'll
It's
be
just
able-
it's
you'll
just
be able to tell
it's
really
just like
easily.
it's just like cherries and
it rolls off the cherry flavor.
but it's
that's
not
really
it's not
easy
like
taste.
it's not like cherries in a sweet syrup.
Yeah, no, it's
They're like tart cherries.
Yeah.
It almost
But
reminds
not
me.
that tart.
It almost reminds me of a tiger's blood.
No, hold on. That is almost like the cherry with the, and you're getting the vanilla, the slight bit of vanilla cream from a cherry cordial.
Okay.
It's like a cherry cordial cherry.
I'm not
so
getting
like,
any of the vanilla. Like I
Me
said,
neither.
Is it real? Is,
I'm just getting cherry and lime, and it's like
And wheat.
at the very end. It's like
Well,
you took
I-
a lime
I-
peel and just stick it on your tongue.
I honestly think like it's because I think we're finding it as like the relatable flavor of vanilla, but it's like the cherry has a particular sweetness to it,
it is so good.
and it's bodyful. It matches up to like vanilla flavor, and then it slaps with like just the quick, not overbearing, but tart, and then goes to the lime. I feel like there's a lot more happening here than what meets the eye.
There's, and
And
I
it's
wish there was a,
fantastic.
I
It's
wish there
delicious.
was a read up.
I hope you're not putting it in your eye. I'd rather you drink it. You know, it's much better if you drink it.
Oh man! Oh, can you feel that? That's just me. It's a-
It's just good. That's all it is.
No, it
It's
really
just
is.
like I
freaking
said,
delicious.
I think this is one of those times where you guys are kind of nerding out a little bit too much, and I'm just
I
stepping
think I
back.
was.
I'm just
I think
stepping
I
back
am.
with the wide, broad view.
it's
It's
okay.
Bucky's cherry lime with beer.
but
it's
I am,
delicious, is what it is.
Man,
Yes.
I am
good
just,
though.
I'm so excited that
I
it
want to
is-
go vote
Brewdog.
right now.
that it is not
Perfect.
bad because like I as soon as I saw like when you brought it in, I was like, I really want to try that.
It's why I brought 2 beers. I was like, okay, I have to
Mike,
have the
good evening.
pastryarchy because I've never had any of those.
Mhm.
But also, this slush rush sounds so
Amazing.
interesting and delicious. So
And,
screw it. Let's get 2
like
beers.
seriously, like Brewdog, you nailed it.
This is
No,
that
fantastic.
that is
honestly,
amazing.
I'm gonna
It-
be buying another 6-pack of this
Oh.
for sure.
oh,
it-
it's one of those. I will go buy as many 6-packs as I can
ABC?
right now.
Yep.
Like here?
Two of
No, I bought this
I
one
was
and the
gonna-
one in Crystal River.
Okay, I was going to say
I was
there
gonna
was none at here. Otherwise, trust me, I would have bought.
Chris.
my own.
Cheers. What's the name of that one? This is
Cheers,
Brew
Mr.
Dog's
Bachman.
Slush Rush Cherry Lime Wheat Beer, and it's
It
pretty
is
It is
fantastic.
amazing.
So Chris is a heavy beer enthusiast, just like we are.
He's drinking patriarchy right now.
Well, he asked me earlier. He was like, "I want to know what kind of beer that was you guys had last time because it looked good." And I said, "Dude, we have a Google Doc. Thanks to Brian, he keeps tabs on
I was
that."
going to say, did you
But-
show him the whole entire thing?
No,
Oh.
I didn't. But
You should next time. Seriously,
going
just
to.
let
No.
him be like, scroll,
Yeah.
so
scroll, do
not
the
for
death
nothing,
scroll.
like at my core, this makes me want to revert several hours to when it was hot today, and I want to be outside cutting my grass, holding one of these, walking in my yard with my earbuds and listening to music and drinking this. It's got that vibe to it.
I got money in my wallet. I'm gonna leave money so that at least one can stay. So tomorrow morning I can ride the Gale tractor and be drinking one of these. And also when the mini bike gets dropped off.
Well, listen, I gotta go to Port Richey. I'm
Oh.
gonna stop at ABC. If I find this, I'm gonna get a couple.
Yeah.
If you want one,
Yep.
because I'm sure that I'll end up at some ABC that will have this.
Yep. Seriously,
This is delicious.
this is amazing. Like,
It really is. Brewdog never misses too.
That's true.
I'm gonna say a bold statement. This is one of my favorite beers. It is up there with some of my favorite, like the reds that like we've had. Like for me, this is up there. That's how good this tastes, guys. Like
That's
well,
a bold move, Cotton. And I'm going to tell you how it works out because I was actually thinking the same thing.
Brother,
This is one of
let's
my
go.
Seriously,
This
new
one,
favorite.
I think this one's entered the top
Like,
5.
this is up there with Key-Billy Island Ale.
No,
This is
see,
up there
I'm
with...
there too. I think
this is there with Playa Linda.
Yes.
Like,
This is up here with Rollin' Dirty.
Listen,
Rubber Not Red.
You
like,
Pints,
it
and
is.
Red.
you Pints and Pistons legends out there that have been here, the OGs.
The whole time knows that, like, from our third episode when we
This
got
is a
that
big
one
thing.
beer
This is
that
a big
turned out to
thing
be
to
the
add
holy
this,
grail.
Because I'm in this with you guys. I think this is a top contender.
It seriously is. Like, this is.
That's really important.
It
for
is,
us.
it is
It really
so
is.
good. Because, I mean, seriously, at this point, Brian's on the list now. With
Yeah,
how
I'm-
many episodes and the beers, we're seriously at probably 300 beers.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say we're probably around 250.
Well, I just
300.
typed in episode 157. That's what I got
so
here.
you gotta
So
think.
minimum 2 beers an episode.
Some of them 3.
Sometimes 3.
We did have, I think there was one where we didn't, I think it was like one of those in the shop nights where we didn't do a beer. But then there was the other ones where like we did the trash can beers.
Yeah, but still.
And then we did the cheap beer comparison, so that was like a whole bunch of them that we were just trying. But yeah,
Which
on,
I absolutely
on
love
average,
those episodes,
two a show. Yeah, we're well over 300. We had a couple of repeats though, so
I just remembered something. I know that we didn't really have any car spots, but I just remembered I did.
Oh, I got a whole
well,
bunch
you
of
did.
not
Perfect.
car spots.
Oh,
so.
I got a little car spot, a small one. I went to Dade City last weekend, and on my way back, I saw a almost looked like a school bus, but not, and it looked like rusty and ratty and really low. And I got closer, and I realized it was towing a 4-wheeler, and I was like, oh, cool. Then I saw what was in front of the 4-wheeler. This thing had to have been a 60s or 50s school bus, chopped, lowered with a tilt bed, with a gasser style built early 50s Corvette. And then a 4-wheeler on the back.
So it was a cool bus.
And the Corvette looked like it had.
So
You know
it was
how
a
you can.
C1,
Yeah, it was a C1. You know how you can see like rubber bits in the back bumper? It had rubber bits in the back bumper, and it was probably close to. It was really close to Dade City, and properly lifted, tilted, headers dipping down, very
straight
large.
axle.
Straight axle.
Oh,
very
proper.
very large engine.
Well, yeah, probably a big block blower
Yeah. Maybe.
or tunnel ram.
It might have had a tunnel ram because it had. I could. The angle I was at, I could see that, but I didn't pay too much attention.
Oh, sorry. Are you saying words?
No, I'm not.
I'm so glad this turned out to be good.
I'm sorry, Dan.
I don't think I could have lived it down if this had been a massive
Would
disappointment.
have cried. But
Well,
no,
I mean-
that's a really awesome spot.
Also, I have a
That's-
question. I have a question I need to ask all of you. I should have asked it in the group chat, but we're going to do it here live because it's a car thing.
No, I'm not going to tell you what I have planned.
Fair enough. I have a opportunity to purchase a Celica with an unknown condition.
What year?
Wait,
What generation?
what do you mean unknown condition? Like with a unknown condition, or
Well,
is it a birth defect?
there's the guy. The guy says it's one thing, but I don't believe.
What Celica? What generation Celica are we talking about? Are we talking like an RA21, RA22? Are we
Rear-wheel
talking
drive
like
or front-wheel drive?
Is the first of the front wheel drive flip up?
86?
Flip up one after that.
I believe 80.
4i. It's the 4i one.
Oh,
You know, they had like
oh,
the Castrol.
yeah.
GT4.
Okay, that's front wheel drive. Okay.
Yeah.
It's that body style.
Yeah, front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, but still a really good motor.
Was
Like
that-
that motor is a fucking
Was that the
great
2ZZ that was
No,
in
no,
those?
no.
Or-
2ZZ is a generation after.
motor.
Okay.
That one, I think it's got like a single cam 4-cylinder or something. But anyway, the guy says it needs an ECM. It cranks, won't start, and has a slew of other problems. But
And he's gonna give you how much for taking it?
price point's $200 to take it. So less
I
than
mean,
scrap value.
I was gonna say that's not a bad price for a $100 car.
I like what he
And,
said.
and it's
$200 not a
and
bad price for a
it's-
$100 car.
It's wiggly stick too,
It's wiggly stick.
and it's teal.
So one of those.
It's the one that sits at work.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
I've been wondering whose that is.
So the
So it's one of those.
yeah. Well, no. So
Convertible or coupe?
coupe.
Okay,
Just,
well,
just
that's-
like the picture.
Okay,
it's
maybe a
got-
$120 car.
The the paint's faded a little bit and
And
stuff.
it was
But,
teal.
Make it a $110 car.
so the guy bought it for his son, probably I'd say 2 or 3 years ago.
How long has this thing been sitting at the shop?
It's been back there about 6 months.
6 months, I'd say. Yeah, and his son drove it and everything, and had no problems. And then one day, I guess it was just crank and no start. And the guy who owns it, he says he was a tech for a long time. He's a salesman. He says a tech for a long time, and it needs an ECM, no doubt about it. Crank no start needs an ECM. And
Offer him $100, part it out if we can't get it running.
well, I was thinking I need a car for Nate.
But it's also
So-
one of those. How much is it?
Offer him $100, part it out if we can't get it running.
Well, and that's I was talking to Paige.
Use
about
the
that.
money. Use the money from the part out to help Nate.
Well, and I was talking to Paige too. I was like saying, like, even if Nate doesn't like it and I can get it running,
You can then.
it's
trade,
going to be like
you
$1,000
can- you
car if
can
I'm
either
spending
s-
you
$200
can trade it
You
off
can
for
either,
something
trade
you
you
it
like.
can
or
either
something.
sell
You know?
or trade up to something. Kind of do like.
Let's be real though. Your first car isn't necessarily going to be something you really like.
No, and I don't want
Well,
want
mine
Nate.
was.
I don't want
Well,
Nate
yours
to have
was.
something. 'cause-
Luckily, mine was.
Yours was like the lower spec version of the car you really
I
wanted.
know, but still, it was in my eyes. It was. You
But we
know,
live in the skibbity toilet like era right now. So
Bro, I got my first
That's
car
how
was
it-
a '91 Chevy Corsica, so
yeah, but
I'm gonna hit you with your own
unfortunately
flip flop.
I-
Stop that.
we
Now, I
live
actually can't.
in 2025, and I have a kid in 2025 who has his learner's permit, knows how to drive, and is ready to drive. And
I
isn't
have
as
to ask.
into
I
it
have
as
to
I
ask you
am.
this: Have you
So-
done the proper duty, and have you taught him how to drive a manual?
No, and I want to because when we started teaching him how to drive, it was right after I sold the Speed 3, and I want to teach him how to drive stick. And if anything, I'd like him to have a manual car. And I also, I want another like play toy kind of thing too. I miss driving manual. Like honestly,
Trust me, I know.
yeah, yeah. But I just figured,
It's been 30 years since I could do it legally.
like I was saying to Paige, like even if it didn't turn out to be a car that like would be suitable for him, it could be a profitable flip.
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
So
I mean,
Or
not
even-
not
or
much
even-
profit.
it checks
but-
off sort of sporty, but also slow. So he's not going to get in too much trouble.
No,
You can get in trouble with a slow car.
and the thing's bone stock. it's bone stock. It's just the clear coat is peeling on. It almost looks like the Speed 3 did.
Okay.
Just like hood, roof, and trunk.
Okay,
the clear
but-
coat's peeling, but it's that teal color.
Especially
As
if it's
Toyota
going to be,
Night is
And
you
no
know,
rust.
especially if it's
80s,
gonna
late
need-
80s Toyotas, late 80s, early 90s
If
Toyota.
it's
There
going
we
to be
go.
a teen's car, you don't care about the outside because it's going to get fucked up.
No, and honestly, it sounds bad because I'm like sitting into my parents' tone of things, even though they got me a 4-door car. I don't want my kid to have a 4-door car. I don't want him toting all his friends around because that's when more dumb stuff happens. And I was there, and but
The more people you have in the car, the more idiots you
But,
have to
like-
give you bad ideas.
Yes.
Until you
I wasn't
are,
allowed to use the Ultimate that much.
and I know it sounds bad, and I love my son to death, but like when you get around this generation of kids, dude, it's
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Trust me. I see it every day. Sabrina sees it every day. We see it every day.
Oh, it's the ones that are slightly older than Nate. I'd say 10 years older than Nate. Some of them are, and there's, Brett has lived this nightmare. Watched 2 young adult males break into tears, learning to drive a manual
It's
transmission.
worse now.
Learning to drive a
It-
manual
no,
transmission.
No, and
seriously.
that's the thing is,
it's
like-
But the thing is, though,
it's worse now.
I'm not exaggerating.
Oh no, I know, but no,
and that's the thing.
Why do I have to do this? What do I have to get with shit itself? Why do I have to shit? This is dumb.
No, and Nate wants to. Like, honestly, he's told me countless times, and I even had the conversation with him just last week. He wants an EK manual Civic. 2-door. That's what he wants.
Well, when
Really
you do,
bad.
okay, you have to do this for me. When you go to teach him how to drive the manual, you have to tell him, if Brian can do it, you can do it.
Oh, I will. I 100% will.
And don't have me in the car because apparently I'm a bad coach. Sabrina just ends up screaming at me, and then Brian has to go with her. Has I not had
Well,
it?
that's like Two Legs' daughter, Sandra. She's afraid to drive because Brian's offered him take the Red Rocket because it's a Pro Charge car, so it's not making boosted real power until you're really hitting on it. But she doesn't want to learn how to drive stick with Brian because it's her dad.
Mm-hmm.
But she would probably be okay with me teaching her how to drive a stick because there's not the parental dynamic going on.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, all of these things about teenagers and just getting your first car and driving. I mean, obviously, I think my car was a little bit of an outlier for a first car because it was a 2-door manual transmission Japanese sporty car.
They don't have the lights on, okay? They
I
don't.
like-
They
I
don't.
wish they did
They
because
don't have
this
the
would-
emergency
this
lights
would-
on. It's
but-
okay.
Because
It's
if they
okay.
did, this would be a perfect segue. Shit, someone call 911.
Carry on, fellas.
He said,
Someone call 911. Let's go.
carry on, fellas.
Anyway,
Oh
I'm gonna
my
next beer.
God.
Hold on.
I knew I forgot to do something.
Oh, that would have been a perfect segue.
There's
What did we forget
another
to do?
I forgot to
OG
download
Pints
the
and
picture.
Pistons thing. Oh my God, that was
Oh,
great.
she just sent me a link. She didn't send me the picture.
Of?
The shirt.
Oh.
I was going to use that to segue into the merch.
Ah. Well, open it up and see what happens. Save picture as, do whatever.
Well, here's what I'll do.
He has ideas.
I will add a new source. What do I want? Window capture.
Yeah, we did a thing
Okay.
like over the past week and kind of finished it off today. So we did a thing.
Okay.
Oh, I filled
All
my...
right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the announcement for our new merch. Welcome to the Brian Special. This shirt is hot. It's going to be just an absolute fire sale to get it off the shelves.
Coming in hot.
This is the Not Today Monoped Brian shirt. As you can see, it has that on the back graphic, and that is the front graphic. We have a special running.
it, y'all did it without me?
We had to. We had to segue into it.
Yeah, man, you kicked that
Ran
off in
off.
motion. You kicked it in motion and you ran off.
I was grabbing the other beer.
Sorry. So, we have a special tonight.
Moving
Tonight
on.
only.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Oh no,
For tonight only, we can get you this shirt for 10% off. If you add it to the cart and then type in Monoped into the discount code section. It will get you 10% off this shirt for tonight only as a little promotion. Anybody else got anything to say on that? I'm running out of stuff to say.
No. Oh,
I just know that as soon as I get home and I verify the wife shirt size, I'm buying one for me and the wife.
I will be
Because
buying
I
one of these
definitely
as well.
I definitely got to get one of these for certain.
You definitely
well, of
need
course.
one.
For certain.
For certain.
For certain.
For certain, he said.
Yes.
Like I said, these shirts are going to be hot, so get one while you can.
Yeah, we had to
we
leave
need
out
it.
we had to leave the third word out of my my saying just because we wanted to keep it below an NC-17 rating.
It's got to be Cars and Coffee friendly.
Yes, definitely, because there are little ones.
Well, yeah, so I didn't ask. So did that just like get shoved off, or did they reschedule? Or
It'll probably just go on until next month. Hopefully the Hot Wheels thing will happen next
I was
month.
gonna say because I have Hot Wheels sorted and ready.
Speaking of, did you set aside an R30 generation Skyline?
A gray one.
Awesome.
Yes, for you.
Thank you,
I have a
because
sticky note on
that's
it.
the one I don't have.
Yes, perfect.
Surprisingly, I was looking through mine. The only one I don't have a multiple of is the 33.
Really?
Yeah, but the one I have is super red.
And
So
the 33 is the one that I like. I've tried to do research. I think I have like an off copy that's like worth a lot of money.
you were telling me about the 32 that was like a weird color variation.
The 32, yes, it's a weird color variation. I've been looking at forums like probably like once a month. I'll go check the Hot Wheels forums for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't find anything about it, and I think I literally got a one-off like mess up color variant.
This one's foamy.
Oh, you pulled a mic.
Yep.
I
So
did
this
too.
one here.
I accidentally poured a little.
So this
hold on, before you do that, what was the code again? Just
Monoped.
All lowercase?
MONOPED.
all lowercase.
I think it only allows uppercase.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry, I'm posting to Facebook.
yeah. So this beer here is the result of a side quest. I was down in Wikiwachi having lunch with some family members, and right up the street from Market 48. However, Market 48 is closed on Tuesdays.
10% discount.
Yep.
And because I was in the very close area, side quest to Beer Frog.
There you go.
And I looked on the shelf, and I could have gone broke in that place. There was a bunch of stuff that we have not had before. But looking at the weather, I ended up finding from Bowagens. Yeah, we'll go with that. Their Daydream Tangerine American Wheat Ale with Tangerine. 5.1%, IBU 25.
Oh, don't worry, I'm a bit foamy too.
Brewed and packed by Bowen's Beer Company in Longwood, Florida. Daydream Tangerine is a perfect Florida wheat ale, refreshing citrus aromatics on the nose, followed by great balance of light bready flavors and a touch of sweetness. This ale packs an awesome tangerine punch mixed with a harmonious blend of bready malt character. It's complemented by the Centennial and Amarillo hops with a smooth and refreshing finish. Dream big.
Look at the head on that. That's a beautiful
Look at
head
like,
foam.
And
yeah.
look how lacy it is.
It's like rubbery. It's like beautiful.
I wonder
It
if
looks like ice cream.
I wonder if you tapped it with the salt and oils from your fingers, if it would drop.
Kind of don't want it to. I want it to go down on its own. We gotta wait for Dan to get back anyways.
That's true, we do.
Oh, small topic to talk about. You guys heard about Ford?
Employee pricing for everybody.
Yeah. Oddly, all the other manufacturers were talking about raising prices for tariffs, and Ford says we're gonna sell everything at employee discount.
Yeah.
It's an odd strategy.
It's possible. They got a winner.
It might be. It had me thinking, I could trade in on a brand new one if I could get a good deal.
Yeah. God damn it, Dane, where are you?
On the plus side, though, that would give you the updated trash can.
Yeah. Which I do think I'm going to have to start worrying about that soon.
You feeling
Really?
it?
It's shifting hard into fourth.
Really?
It's like it it doesn't want to grab into fourth when it goes into it. It's like, where's fourth? It's there. Okay, there we go.
See, I haven't noticed that yet. Was it, how many miles do you got?
I'm at 90,000.
Okay, we just hit 82, 81, 82, either 81 or 82. But normally, like in normal driving, like it goes 1, 3, 5. Like
See, mine doesn't do that in normal driving. Mine will sometimes go 1, 3, 5, and then it'll sometimes go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Most of the time, it's 1, 3, 5, 7, and then well, it'll go 1, 3, 5.
Ooh.
Then sometimes
You had the bigger
like,
engine though.
6. Oh, true. Ooh. Yeah, I didn't think about that. When you're getting onto it, or not even getting onto it, but just a little.
Oh,
bit
if I
more
romp
throttle.
on it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Yeah.
9, 10.
Oh yeah. But just like normal.
Gears?
Yeah, just normal driving is 1, 3, 5. Like it does like all odd numbers until like 7th gear.
Many
All
gears.
right.
Oh, you guys are so nice.
Yeah, we're waiting
I'm
for you.
sorry.
That's why we were
I'm
like, where the
sorry.
hell
You had
are
to
you?
wait.
I went pedal and I got stuck and then I'm back.
How'd you get stuck into?
With other things, okay? Alright?
Oh, there's floaties
What he's
in
saying
there.
is that your bathroom's a mess.
It probably is.
No, it's clean.
He destroyed your bathroom.
Oh, it's like the
Oh,
mechanic's car.
I
Chin
know.
chin?
It's like the
More than
mechanic.
two shakes is a jerk.
The mechanic's car never runs. You know, the custodian's bathroom is never clean.
Oh, that's just lovely.
Oh hell. Oh my land.
We are on fire
I was
tonight,
gonna say tonight
boys.
has
Oh,
been an
my
amazing night,
Lanta.
guys.
Oh my gosh.
For a night that we did not promote.
It's like a bitter
did not do
tangerine. I
anything.
love it.
Yeah, this one's not super sweet.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay, so
It is highly carbonated though.
Oh, there
Not
were
for
some floaties in there, weren't there?
Yeah. Oh, I saw. Yeah, I see him on the phone.
aside from the carbonation, that like flavor is what I was trying to achieve with my beer. I wanted like the tangerine.
It's a muted version of your beer.
Gonna say,
Speaking
make-
of, because I was not able to try that, Dad.
Add
no.
15%.
Oh, I say I'll do it, and they're like, oh, it's been years and years. And I don't know anything.
Add 15% ABV to this, and you got Dan's beer.
So you think?
Mead.
So you do think you think you were hitting about 20% on that one?
Oh, it had to have been.
Yeah.
That was closer to a hard liquor.
It's when we're like, yeah, it's fine. After a glass, we're like, so today's episode of I'm fucked up. I'm
Well,
fucked up.
that was back. It was a creeper. Like you remember that freaking Neapolitan ice cream one we had?
Yes.
And that one was good though.
It was.
Well,
good.
but it was like that. Like,
But that
it
was, was one that you didn't taste the alcohol.
No,
and then
no,
all
that's
of a
the
sudden
thing.
you're like, oh,
there we
are. Oh, why can't I stand upright?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, no.
I'm the only one that has a legitimate answer for that question.
Well, that's how Dan's beer was too, though. Like
Sorry.
that was.
How-
It crept up on you. It did not taste like it was
How
that
can I
high
not
of volume.
stand up left?
Yes.
How about that?
Like I said, I'm a little jealous that I didn't get to try yours because I was actually pumped for that you were doing that, and well, you know,
I know. I really need.
shit
You're
happened.
gonna have to do it again.
Yeah, gonna have to do it again.
Shit, it does.
Do you still have all the stuff?
No,
All the equipment?
Look at the
No.
bottom.
no.
Oh yeah.
I got
I
a
was-
whole bunch of sediment.
I was,
Oh, yeah.
I was
Oh,
really
yeah.
foolish, and I left it sitting in the garage, and
It didn't leak. It didn't make it.
It's okay. We can
I need to do
rebuild
it.
stronger, harder, faster, stronger. I think it's
We're not Daft Punk, but it's okay.
So
No,
have you guys seen that there's like 3 distilleries in the county now?
Yeah.
So we got the storm.
Something over there. There's the one in Crystal River, and apparently
there-
storm something. I think.
And then there's Homosassa.
yeah, there's the new one in Homosassa.
Which one's the new one in Homosassa?
I forgot the name of it.
No, it's literally called the Homosassa Distillery.
Where
Yeah,
is
it is the
Where is
Homosassa.
it at?
Good question.
So I know it's you don't go often.
I know, but
all right,
I
all right, you know,
grew up there. But like, no, that's
no,
where I live.
It ain't
so.
Homosassa though. You know Crystal River?
Yeah.
All right, so you know where the Cody's is, right? there was a place right before that used to be like the Manatee like hotel or whatever.
Where the Checkers used to be.
Yeah, no, well that's
That's not the Home Assassin.
Yeah,
That's
no.
been there for about a year and a half
yeah,
now.
that's it's the Manatee Distiller.
Something like
Well,
that.
sorry,
Yeah.
the Home Assassin one, it's down Fishbowl. My bad.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I was
it's
like,
down
that's
Fish-
not Home Assassin.
It's
like,
down Fishbowl past the wildlife park.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Okay.
I got backwards there. That's my fault.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Across from Toyota, back down a side road.
Thank
Okay.
you, Chris.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Not Fishbowl. Yeah, there. It was. Yeah, he's been there.
Oh, so you were talking about car spots earlier. I don't really have any good car spots for the past couple of weeks, but I saw something yesterday that just amused the shit out of me. Speed, GPS monitored. All speed limits will be adhered to. On the trunk of an Altima.
Is that
I mean, the sticker was on the Altima, so that's 100% possible. The rest of it?
No. You went there. You went there. So today, sometimes when I have to take a lunch break because if I don't, corporate docks me out. So I take a lunch break. And today I decided I'm gonna cruise. I'm gonna drive down to the beach and turn around. I saw an Altima parked at the beach. Proper Altima era. So mid 2000s, whatever that body style is.
Mm-hmm.
No rear bumper. But it must have been no rear bumper for a while because they embraced it. The impact bar.
Was it wood?
No, it wasn't black. It was paint matched. And the car was like the white pearl they came in.
Nice.
And it had bumper stickers all over it.
So that means they went to the auto store, found the
paint.
touch-up paint cans because you can get like the little cans
Yeah.
for like the bigger areas. Probably did that bumper with one of the spray cans of that color, and it was like,
No.
it's a bumper.
I haven't got to the climax yet.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, yes. So there was a man unloading things out of the...
Oh, hey, here.
he's
okay.
at the liquor store?
Hopefully you're on break and not watching this on time.
There was a man unloading
Also,
something.
let me know if you have this beer in stock.
He was unloading something out of the passenger rear door of the car. And he was up
Was it a
in-
body?
I don't know, but I was going to take a picture until I saw
No,
him.
it was a bumper. It was a bumper.
The reason why I wanted to take a picture is because on the right side of the impact bar, where there was no bumper
No bumper cover.
correct, it had a sticker that said, "Don't hit me too hard, Daddy. I might be happy."
That's proper Ultima energy. Yeah, text me the beer, Mike.
I'm doing it now.
And I was hoping that he wouldn't leave because I was scared for my own life. And I'm glad he was still in swim trunks. He was doing something in the back seat, and I was already going slow with a line of cars. But like, I don't know. I felt like I sat there and done something. He would have like just turned around. I didn't
Big
want-
Ultima energy, you?
But like the thing is, like, I understand the rear bumper missing. I went through that phase. If you remember,
I do.
But like, going
Bumpers,
as far
fenders.
as to paint the impact bar the same color and put it had like radio station stickers from, and it was from another state. I think it was what's the blue tag? Is that Tennessee or South Carolina? I think it's South Carolina. It's the blue tag, and it's got like the stars in almost like a U shape.
Yeah, south. Yeah, because North Carolina.
That was the tag that was on it, and it had like radio station stickers on the impact bar, but the impact bar was like just as shiny as bright as the trunk and the quarter panel with that white color, and like
I'm sorry that I have to be the negative one here. You missed the greatest opportunity ever to be the funniest person in the world. You could have stopped, parked your car, gotten a magic marker, walked over, said, "Sir, may I please write something on your car?" And then just very small letters written on the side of it, "I identify as a bumper."
You did miss that. Chris.
You could have done that. You didn't. I'm just saying.
I mean, after all, what I did to the fender of your old car, that is
Hey,
You
that
have
is
to
the
pass it forward.
but that is the greatest car mod I have ever and will ever do. I can never top that.
And it still lives on.
Yeah.
And the guy, like I said, he's my friend who bought the car. He still tells me almost once a week. He's like, dude, the remarks that I get from this. He's like, because he works like at a very public place in Fort Lauderdale, so a lot of people see the car every day. And yeah, but I was gonna say, I saw an excellent sticker though. A car that came into our place of work. The sticker said, "I identify as a problem," and I was like, "Yes."
That's accurate.
And it was a very, very beat up Hyundai Elantra held together with duct tape and zip ties.
Oh, car spot. That I just
Look,
no,
see
yeah,
what I
so,
did?
Exactly. So
We're a car show.
my sister-in-law traded in her Kia. So remember the one that got the motor?
The
And that-
Sportage!
yeah.
Turbo Sportage.
Well, it's not because of the motor and that, because everything else fucking went wrong with it. So
As it
the
does.
rear windows
one does.
like would just randomly go down and not come back up. Like they would by themselves go down
Dude,
and
it
not
needs,
like
it needs 83841 Delta 9010, bro. That's what it needs.
there was a whole bunch of stuff
Duh.
going on,
I stock 'em.
and it was
And an
she was
82,
like
810,
everything else
or
is going wrong with it.
841,
Engine's fine, but like everything else is. So she got a new Nissan Rogue, and I'm like, but safe choice. I mean,
Dude,
I'm not disappointed. Like I am disappointed at that, but
As far as
Hey.
joke cars go, it's another car that's got jokes about it.
hey,
Of
hey,
course,
hey,
it's a
hey,
fucking Nissan Rogue.
not for nothing. So my dad bought a 13 Rogue,
Seasonal.
and
Negative on the slush, maybe soon, but it's not in the system. Seasonal. Huh. Interesting.
well, that's for ours here.
Okay.
Maybe they
So-
only had it at the one in Crystal River.
I was gonna say,
I
yeah.
think-
Well, it's a Chris
Wait a minute,
River
is
is a different
distributor than-
distributor. Yeah, because Will's at this one right here.
Yeah.
my dad bought.
Wait a minute, Will. Can you confirm that you guys in Crystal River are completely different distributors?
I'm 99% sure because I've gotten told before, like when Chris River used to be able to get Trooper and Inverness couldn't, and then all of a sudden Inverness could because and Chris River couldn't because Trooper ended up changing with distributors and that.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure they're a totally different distributor.
Hmm.
Because otherwise they would have the same exact stuff that
Yeah.
they have there.
So my dad bought a 13 Rogue with like, I think he bought it like almost brand. Oh, hold on.
They have a couple of distributor changes lately, so I think so. Okay, because I wasn't sure if it was like some stores they all have the same distributor, but the stores can order what they want, what sells in their area, or if it's like Harbor Freight that Harbor Freight just sends whatever they feel like sending, or Southern Republic and McCool. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, my dad
The more
bought
you
a
know.
he bought a 13
Thanks.
Rogue. I think he bought it brand new. I can't remember, but I told him when he bought it was like CVT, Dad,
Mm-hmm.
effed, done. And he had it for 200 and almost 30,000 miles.
We've got I think we're about to poach 140,000 off of ours off the Jatco from a 2015, and it's shows zero signs of doing anything other
Yeah.
than it's always done.
Yeah.
So, other than like basic maintenance, the only thing that happened to it is the master window switch went bad for the passenger window.
Okay.
Okay.
And my dad,
I can
You
fix-
you had almost the
I
exact
know
same
exactly
thing.
what's going on. The switch itself is perfectly fine.
it's the contacts probably are
The
dirty.
ground pole in the connector is what gets corroded.
Yeah.
So if you get the little two-part little battery sprays you get from the part store for the
Yeah.
corrosion cleaner and the treatment,
It's
oh yeah, you pull it off there and then you kind of scrape as much as you can, and the corrosion gets bad enough that it actually, like I tried to de-pin that one from the connector, but I couldn't because the connector had gotten hot, like
Yeah.
the plastic part had gotten hot. But you spray some of that stuff in there and it will react like mad.
Yeah.
Like it'll foam out and go crazy. And then you spray the corrector spray in there, do the same thing on the terminal, plug it back in, and you're good to go.
So that's the only problem he ever had with
Yeah,
it.
because that switch
And-
isn't just a switch, it's actually a module.
Yeah.
So when that pin goes bad, it takes down the whole window series. Yep. Happy
All
cleaning.
right. Have a good one, Will.
Yep, take care.
So
Thank you for looking up stuff.
Appreciate it.
Like, he was close to 240K miles. That was the only problem it ever had other than basic maintenance. He was sitting at the light croft to turn left on the croft from 44 and got rear-ended and totaled it.
Yeah.
And I said, I was like, so he was fine, you know, and everything. I was like, what are you going to buy? And he goes, I want another Rogue. And he got an 18, like, whatever the top platinum or premium for Nissan. I don't know what
I think
it is.
it's premium. I think it's
SE or
I know, but I think
SEL
it
or
has like a premium
or
badge.
SEL
Yeah.
or something like that.
It's not the platinum, but it's
and
like
that one
premium.
he's had the same luck with, actually. So, like
I said, we've got about 100, approaching 140,000 miles on ours on the Jatco. The only thing I've done to it is a battery terminal and a battery, of course, because you know Florida choose up
I
batteries.
guess that's why we have
The only hard parts that I've replaced on the car have been the passenger rear bearing hub started grinding noises.
Yeah,
The same
I
thing
remember
that
that was a couple years
that
ago.
our 06 did. And when it started grinding, it also kind of made the rotor go wonky, so we had to replace a rotor. So I ended up replacing both hubs. The parts were cheap. It didn't take long at all to do, even with hand tools. And then just recently, I put brakes on it. That's it.
But
That and
like,
that and tires and oil changes.
And the
It's
nice
been
thing is, like, engine-wise, like, not for nothing, if you look for the use of that engine and everything, the QR25 is
It's a
use it.
trooper.
honestly one of the most slept-on engines.
it's a trooper.
Like, it
180
really
like
is.
185 horsepower. I
Yeah.
don't know what the torque is.
And Rompy
it's
stopped
re- it's-
everywhere
it's-
for 300,
it's
400,000
reliable.
miles.
That's the
It's-
you
They
know what?
really are
You
great.
talk about the joke cars. The Ultima is the ultimate joke
It
car.
is, and that's what brought me up.
Okay,
to,
like,
and
it is the-
the
it is-
QR25 is like the AMC inline 6.
Like
honestly.
it is the
Like,
ultimate joke car. But at the end of the day, the Ultima, even with the Jatco CVT,
Hold on, that's a 2.5, right?
yeah,
So that's what like my
Is
mom's
a
original
good
Ultima
car.
had.
Frontiers,
Yeah.
And that-
Ultimas.
so like, well, I don't know if you
Rogues.
remember, but you remember my mom's original
the
red one.
They had the OG
It was
Ultimas.
it was like, well, it wasn't one of the OG ones. It was the
Well,
the
I
OG
refer
of
to it as the OG of
Ultima
Ultimate
yeah,
Energy.
Ultima
So
Energy.
it's,
Like,
it's
so-
the
So, like,
round one,
0304?
yeah,
So
it's
I think
030405?
hers was an 05.
where they had the sick SCRs, like the big Ultima,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
race.
So
like the,
it was a
well, there was more than
SE.
that,
It was
but
a
still.
special edition and that. But yeah, it was the 2.5
Yeah.
4-speed automatic.
Bro,
and all that.
those QR25s are sick,
So
dude.
she,
They put them in the
when she
Frontiers and
traded
everything.
it in, when she traded it in, it had 280,000 miles on
they're
it.
good cars.
Because she was driving from, well, originally from Spring Hill to Tampa
Yeah.
every day, and then from Homosassa to Tampa,
Yeah,
deep Tampa, every single day.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, they're the jokes, and the jokes are there for a
Like,
reason.
That thing went, and like the only reason she
They
traded,
go,
and
they do.
she got another Ultima because she was doing the same, and she was still getting like 35 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
So her new one it's like the same generation that you have, like it's
Yeah.
slightly newer, but like I think it's like a 13, 14. It was
we
after
we had the 13. That one got smashed by the old man
Yeah,
at Croft, and
yeah,
we got
I
an
remember that one.
identical 15.
So it's like around that age because she got that after I graduated high school and I graduated in 11. So we still had the red one. So the black one we got 13, 14, like around there. I
Yeah.
had already moved out and that is when she got it. And
Yeah,
I think she's at 100 because she's no longer working, but I think she's at 180,000 miles on
Yeah.
it. And
They're
like
good
she
cars.
just texted me like 2 days ago. It was like, hey, I need some service done. Where do I go? I'm like, go to Brian's shop and that. But like nothing has gone wrong with that car. This is the first time besides when she first got it. It was, where do I get my windows tint?
Yeah.
Besides that, I have never gotten a call, text, anything from her going, where do I get work done? She's like, I need some service done. Where do I go?
Yeah.
So
and we're
I had an
100
interesting thought about this. As you were talking, like it's tumbling around in my brain. It's going to take me a second to get through.
Did it hurt?
We're here
A
for
little
it,
bit.
brother.
Okay,
It
so
stung just a little. Was there any
So- so the-
well,
the-
there
all
was
right,
no
so I just
steam.
figured something
So
out.
wait a
You're
minute.
talking about the
So did you
Nissan
have
Altima.
2, 3, or 4 cells rubbed together to create the synapses?
It was 6.
Ooh.
Whoa! And
This
no
is
smoke.
deep
Ooh.
thoughts,
And no
okay?
smoke.
Ooh.
So
Let it rip,
here's a piece of evidence, and this is a scientifically backable piece of evidence that proves you're right. Nissan Altimas are good cars. Nissan Altimas are tendency towards the poors.
Yeah,
And
correct.
people who make bad financial choices and other bad
Correct.
life
People
choices.
who make bad financial decisions end up in Altimas. They end up in Altimas because they go to the dealership and go, I need a car. What can you get me financed on?
They've
And
already
the
been
dealership comes back with the-
turned away from the Dodge dealership.
They show up at Nissan, and Nissan goes, we can absolutely get you financed in an Altima.
Well, and-
Here's why.
And
Daewoo,
I'm
for
hoping,
example.
I'm hoping we're going on the same levels because I think I know what you're
So
talking about.
Daewoo, for example, Daewoo died for one reason. The cars were so crappy, the banks stopped lending on them.
Yes.
The banks stopped lending on them because people would buy them. They
Not
would get
pay.
They would get a year into the payments, the car
And
would
it
fall apart, and they'd go, I'm not paying on this piece of crap anymore, and give it back to the bank.
And the bank couldn't
The-
get anything out
And
of
the
it.
bank is going,
Oh,
you're
it's-
not
it's-
lending.
it's the
We got a
392 credit score, boys,
40%
just without the
default
sliding.
rate on
No,
these
no,
cars.
no.
It's
Even
without
worse.
the crashing.
But we've
Even
got a
worse.
40% default rate on Daewoo. We're not financing on them anymore. Banks will lend on an Altima. If you've got a pulse, you can finance an Altima because the bank knows that car is going to last the entirety of that loan
Yes.
length.
That's what like you can.
And
Because
also, too-
banks look at that. Banks look at a
And-
car's reliability ratings.
And the other part of that is, the bad Ultima drivers are the ones that get all the internet,
Yeah.
that get everything on the internet. But there's a whole, especially here in Florida, a whole bunch of retirees
Uh-huh.
buy Ultimas and Camrys.
Right.
And they don't even buy the Ultima because they can't get a Camry. They just happen to buy the Ultima because they liked it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
said, my folks have had 3 of them now.
Yeah,
They-
there's
they-
a lot of mint Altimas around.
Like I said, they had
And
they had
my
they,
mom- my-
they had
my
the
mom,
O
too. Like she
Yeah,
loves it. Like
they had the 06,
The-
which had a regular automatic, and then they've had
yeah,
the
and
13
that
and the
was,
15.
That was that. And
But-
was that what you were thinking though? Like,
oh yeah,
that
no, it was. It,
like that
it's
kind of popped
because,
in my
like,
head, and I'm like, you know, that kind of
it's-
makes sense.
It's because
to be
like,
honest.
hey, like this is what I have. Even without like use, like a new car. Like at that point, you can push it out to like used cars. You can only push out to 6 years. New cars, 8 years. So hey, I can put you in a brand new Altima for an 8-year loan.
Yeah.
I know we hate those, but still
7
at-
years,
but-
7 years, 8 years.
But at that point, it's one of those. Yes, you're still paying on the car, but we know for a fact, unless you crash it, even if you crash it, this car's still going to go. Like you can put 200,000+ miles on it, and you're still making payments. But we know if we get this
if
thing,
the
back-
car's getting you to
if we-
work, you're gonna go to work and
Oh,
make
yeah.
the
if,
payments.
Oh, yeah.
if we repo it, we can still how much is left? We can still make our money off of this
Right.
car.
All
Or
right,
at the very least, they can cut
I
their
know-
losses.
I know you get a
with it.
tiny sip, but you got to cheers because the reason why I brought that up is, gentlemen, rest in peace to the Ultima. It's the last year, and it
Nah.
will not be anymore.
Really?
Yep.
Who? Hold on.
2020,
What?
20,
Where?
20,
Hold on.
2025
I need to buy
is
an
the
Ultima.
last year of the Ultima.
I need to buy an Ultima.
To the Ultima.
LOL, I worked at Buick when the Daewoo came out. I remember the fuel filters went on the back order. When Daewoo decided to release them, every dealer got
One fuel filter, not one case.
One
one
fuel
filter.
We get
Damn.
accidental cases of stuff where I work.
Speaking of 2025, I read something today that actually just kind of made me go, huh? In this first quarter of the year, somebody,
Yes, I know exactly where you're going. I was going to bring
somebody
this up.
managed to purchase
Another one?
a
No,
brand
no,
new
not what you think.
Dodge
I was
Journey.
gonna-
Journey.
Oh,
a
I was about to say, I was
2020
gonna say Journey.
Dodge Journey.
No way.
Brand new Dodge
hey,
Journey.
Hey, not
Wow.
for nothing. Good for Dodge for following the Darts legacy.
They're
That-
standing
that-
by the Darts
5
legacy,
years.
and I will
5
drink
years.
to that.
Okay, here's the thing.
I saw that and I'm like, no way. No
Okay,
way,
here's the
no
thing
way,
you got-
no
here's
way.
what-
And
here's-
because it was almost, I think it actually was posted on April Fool's, and I'm like,
fucking
don't let that.
way.
But no,
No, I saw it.
act-
It was posted this morning, so not April Fool's.
Oh no, I saw it
No
on
way.
Autopian.
No, I saw this one on Jalopnik.
Oh no,
I still check them all because there's always some stuff.
Autopian. It was either their first or their second that
So-
Mercedes posted it.
Okay, so the thing is, that car's been sitting on basically doing lot rod for the past 5 years, 4
Yeah.
years, 5 years.
Needs new tires.
Okay, so it needs some new
Needs
stuff.
tires.
However, It's sold as a new car, and this will be its in-service date. Full factory warranty applies.
Ooh, oh,
Yep.
brand new tires,
Full factory warranty applies. So I got to be thinking, so what would possess a dealer to hold on to this thing for that long?
I do have to interrupt with that. So,
Well, maybe
if
not
you
the new
bought
tire.
a brand new car that was 5 years old and the tires were flat spotted, the manufacturer will not cover
Oh yeah,
those
like
tires.
I said, okay, so it may not be with the tires. The dealer might throw some tires on to
The
make
dealer's
the
going to have to pay for that
Yeah,
if they
but
want to help their customer.
But like I
out.
said, I mean, but as far as like the bumper-to-bumper warranty and the powertrain warranty, it's not from 2020 when the car was manufactured. It goes by its in-service date when
Correct.
it's sold. So somebody probably scored an absolutely screaming deal on this 5-year-old lot zombie,
Uh-huh.
but they have a full factory warranty.
Yep.
So you got to think they probably picked this thing up for 15 grand out the door. Probably somebody's teenager's first car.
Right. I have to imagine that was probably a salesman or somebody on the lot that went, listen, man, the car's been rotting there for 5 years. I'll give you 10 grand for it.
Yeah, I mean something. But yeah, like I said, that actually came across. Oh, also another. Speaking of Dodge and new
At
cars,
that point, oh my God, that had to cost that dealership $40,000 or $50,000
in floor planning
in floor
and
planning.
insurance and in interest payments on everything for
My
that.
God, that had to be one heck of a deal.
Yeah, they must have lost their ass on that.
Oh,
But also too, I also read where first quarter Dodge sold 1,947 of the EV Chargers. They sold 1,974 of the previous year's gas Chargers.
uh-huh. They've got some parked in front of the Dodge dealer now.
I have not. I didn't even notice. I went by. I didn't even notice it.
I've seen the red one.
You know, the pictures didn't like give it the best light. Like it was like, ugh,
Well, I always
in the pictures.
reserve judgment because, and this is something that goes back. Remember the Eagle Talon,
Uh-huh.
the first generation Eclipse?
Yep.
When you saw like the full page, like center magazine ad, had the staples down the middle, that car looked big.
Yeah.
Like it looked like a substantial car. And then I went and saw
Same
one on the
problem.
lot. And I went and saw one on the lot. I was like, holy shit, this thing's tiny.
So the thought that popped into my head when I saw it in person for the first time, driving by it, they named it wrong. They should have called that car the new Dart. That's a much more applicable name for that car.
Is it smaller than the
hold on,
outside?
hold on.
Styling wise,
What are we talking about?
the new the new Charger.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
because
huge.
Well, yeah, because
It's not,
well, no,
though.
what brought
It's
it?
really not.
It also
it's
weighs
very
6,000
narrow,
pounds.
and it's it's longer and it's narrow, but it's like
It's almost like
So
it's
the
one of those
it's-
situations where I drove
it's
by it and I
Cadillac
just
long.
went.
It's
I went.
no, it's long. That's the
What
thing.
the-
It's like
so the proportions are out of whack.
What
Oh.
the hell were they thinking?
Well, if you look
Very
at the
badly
roof line
out
on
of
that car, that's meant to be a 4-door car.
oh, it's
It
going to be.
But first
And then
first
also,
thought,
it's
like I was
actually a
like,
hatchback.
they
It's
shouldn't
actually a
call that the
3-door.
Charger.
Yeah,
They should
but I
call
mean,
it
it's-
the Dart.
But I mean, like I said, you look at that roof line. That is not a 2-door coupe roof line. That's a sedan roof line.
That is not the proper replacement for the Charger. It's hideous.
I actually like it.
I think it
I
looks
like it.
terrible.
And I'm very happy they put the Charger nameplate back on a tour.
It's
I mean,
very
there is
much
that.
just a
Clink.
just why.
And on that note, do we actually have an auction card?
Yes, we
tonight?
do.
do.
No way.
We
Do-
do.
Do we
I
want to
remember.
talk about the other spots that we had?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, wow.
Plane spots!
Oh yeah. So
so many plane spots, and
So-
I've been so
Air
happy
car
about
spots.
so this week is the EAA annual fly-in in Lakeland called Sun and Fun.
this. And there has been
The
so
experimental.
many
So this is
things.
put on by the Experimental Aircraft Association. It has been for decades, and it becomes some of the busiest airspace in the state of Florida.
Hello.
That must have been
Mustang
Jason.
friend.
And possibly one of the busiest airports in the nation is happening right now.
Currently, I can pull it up and you just see fucking.
It's just
circles.
planes everywhere.
It's not
But
Oshkosh levels.
It's not Oshkosh.
is-
Oshkosh becomes the busiest airspace in the world.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
the
it
cool
didn't
things
download.
that you will see. Yeah, we finally get a 2-door Charger and it's an F and EV. True. So
Yeah, well, no,
the cool
there's
thing
gonna
about
be the
this is
Hurricane
it's
and
not
all that.
just experimental airplanes or airplanes that are not like Cessnas and Pipers and Beechcraft and Bonanzas and things
Yeah,
like that.
everything.
These are like home builds and kit built planes, but also there's a whole bunch of World War II planes that show up. World War I, World War II planes, and all kinds of just.
And they all fly in from all over the place.
From all over the place.
Luckily, this week, and I mean, y'all have been seeing me go absolutely nutcase over
Yeah,
this stuff.
taking pictures that look like almost like a UFO.
Yeah, well, and that
Well,
that was a Mustang.
a polished,
because-
a polished
Look
aluminum
at-
Mustang in the
well,
sky just looks like the sky.
Oh, it
I'll
does.
I'll explain that. So, it started off with we had
Well, yeah, there was the text message.
on Tuesday. We had a Douglas SBD 5
Dauntless,
coming over,
which is a torpedo bomber.
and as I saw it on the map, and I'm watching it, I'm like, I sent Brian that picture, and I'm like, Brian, this is coming out. It's going over your house, and literally, it was in his driveway. Like,
So,
that's
I-
right.
like, I heard the
that-
phone-
That's Brian's house right there.
So I heard the phone go off, picked it up, looked at the message, and right as I'm opening the message, I hear radio rumble. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Chucked the phone on the couch and went outside. And I could hear him coming, but I couldn't see him because of the trees around the house. So I'm standing in my driveway, and then I heard him, and I looked up, directly up, looking at the belly of an SBD Dauntless and a Grumman F6F Hellcat.
No way!
Yep.
The
And
Hellcat
so
didn't show up on his
the-
thing,
the-
but
the
they were
Hellcat
flying in
was not
formation. They were
showing up on
close.
that.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was
Tuesday.
them flying
Oh
over.
wow!
Oh yeah. Well,
They were-
you didn't see
they
the
were
big
right
layer.
next to each
Yeah,
other.
like literally flying.
Look at them go!
Oh yeah, flying
Yeah.
right over. So and then that was Tuesday. Then also the same day at different times we had also a F8 Bearcat that was flying across Inglis coming over, but
I
it
remember
missed
that,
it
yeah.
missed us, so we couldn't really see it.
The T-28 Trojan and the other two airplanes that flew over my house.
Then we had this was Wednesday.
Now you know what we feel like when you start off on computer and game shit.
Uh-huh.
So on Wednesday we had a
Do you
Grumman.
not like planes?
We had a Grumman TBM 3E Avenger go over right over the house. I wasn't able to get a picture of it because the clouds were in the way, but like I watched it go over, and then with it also was a North American T-28 Trojan.
Which that was Korea and Vietnam era airplane.
That was then yesterday. We had Wednesday that was the 3.
Yeah, that
you
was
saw
that
go
I saw.
over. And then yesterday, right over the house,
That's the picture I
finally, I had a Mustang fly over. So it was a P-51B.
Oh yeah,
It was a B. It wasn't a C or a D or an E or an A, but it was a P-51.
and it wasn't a twin. It wasn't a twin Mustang.
Nope. So it was a P-51B. The reason why it looks like a silver dot was because
It's polished aluminum.
that was when the sun hit it, and that's all I got. Because after that, I could hear it. Like it literally went like this, and then turned straight, disappeared.
Uh-huh.
I will say this: the
That is
the
what-
Rolls Royce
oh.
Merlin V12.
One of the best sounds. Sabrina's
Oh.
like, "What is that noise?" And I'm
Oh.
like, "That's a fucking Mustang."
Seriously,
That is-
a
you
Merlin
can hear
a
it
Merlin
mile away.
V12 making a low pass over a field or an
Oh,
active runway.
Insane
Oh.
noises.
It's
I've
not
heard it
it's not
before in
only the
person.
exhaust note of the engine; it's the tips of the propeller
Yeah.
popping through the air, breaking the sound
it's like
barrier.
a harmonization, to be
It's-
honest.
like I said, they make an
it
amazing
is
sound.
One of the best like seriously,
Oh, yeah.
like that. It's not one of my favorite planes because of just the name, which is also where Mustang got its name. But
Mustang was supposed to be named after the airplane and ended up being named after the horse because the marketing guys got a hold of it. So
Yeah.
that's how that went.
But that plane, that V12, just like you hear it, and especially at idle, like when it's like trying, like just taxiing and that, the thump and just everything about it, and then it gets onto the throttle, and like it's a like baritone, Like
It's
they're,
hard.
There's
All I know is
space to
all I
it,
know is
but
that
then
when
it's-
you're actually on the tarmac, and I've been to Sun and Fun quite a few times.
I've been
and-
to Airfest and all that.
Yeah. So
yeah.
when you're actually standing on the tarmac and you're watching one of those things take off, when those things throttle up, and you see that thing just not like fire, but you see combustion twirling out of each one of those exhaust ports coming out of the
Like
side of the
full-on
cowling.
mini
Just twisting out of it, and you've got six of them on each side. Ugh. The noise is
That is a
fantastic.
glorious noise.
Like I said, it kind of hits you in the chest, and you just look at that, and you just think, "Wow,
Yeah, it's not a full
people created that."
Right.
It's
Without
not a,
computers.
Not a full
Right.
bass
They did
sound.
that shit with
Oh.
fucking like pencils
Analog.
and T-squares and
Well, you gotta think,
protractors
at
and
that
drawing
point,
boards.
That was only 30 years after the airplane was invented.
Yeah.
And then we had, like, that. I mean, yes, we have all, like, the jets and all that, but though, like, it comes down to, like, those propeller, like, warbirds were, like, I think they were pinnacle because that was the top of analog everything. There was
Yes.
no computers on everything. It was just, everything was analog and amazing. And then you started getting to the jets, and then it was just, you had to have some of the computer and stuff, and it's lost its feeling with
But then
it.
you
Like,
also talk about computer stuff, and the messed up thing is, all of us walk around with hundreds of times the computing power of what sent the first man to the moon.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
So-
That was the size of this.
So I will
thing.
say this though, Sun and Fun, I have one particular memory that was absolutely fantastic. It was the last time that I went.
Which
there had been-
annoys me to. Well, it doesn't annoys me. Like, it's one of those I'm so jealous.
It's kind of like the Operation Mindcrime
It
thing.
is.
So-
like, and that's tomorrow, but apparently I'm not going to.
So
it.
there was a documentary about a group that had gone to the Arctic, up in the Arctic Circle, because they were looking for a fleet of airplanes that had landed on the ice, and one of them was a B-29, because that's what they were going after, was to find a B-29 to restore. But over the years, as the ice and everything sort of tumbled around and everything kind of got buried in the ice and everything was squished, so they found out where the location of these airplanes landed. They didn't crash; they just ran out of fuel and then they landed, and all the pilots and crew were rescued, and they just left the planes there because that's just what they did.
Yeah.
And it was towards the end of World War II, so it's not like they really needed them. Well, so they figured out where these things were, and they had steam tunneled down to the ice to the B-29, and because it was just the glacier tumbling and moving the way it does, it had just squashed it like a pancake. It was one of those after we got done stepping on it.
Right.
However, the escort planes that were flying it were some P-38 Lightnings, which are fairly
twin
twin
they're
engine,
the fucking crazy.
kind of the way they were, and they found one of those very close by. The fork-tailed devil. They found one of those that was close by, so they steam tunneled down to that one, and then steam tunneled out around it, and they disassembled it, pulled it up piece by piece. And then they spent several years in two different teams rebuilding and restoring this airplane, and they renamed it Glacier Girl, and it took flight.
Wow.
She took flight. So the last time I went, and like I said,
Oh yeah.
So-
I'm
so the last time
jealous
I
about this.
went, we'd driven up there. We didn't fly in this time. We drove up, and as we're walking in the gate, I hear V-12 noises, lots of them. But I look up. There's only 3 airplanes. There's a P-40 Warhawk,
Which
a
is
P-51
after
Mustang, and leading the way, a P-38 Lightning. And I looked up and I'm like, okay, that is freaking cool. And I looked at my dad and I was like, it would be amazing if that were Glacier Girl. Just a random thought that popped off the top of my head. I was like, that'd be awesome if that was Glacier Girl. And then we went in and went around the vendors area and everything else. And then we decided, okay, now we're done with the vendors. So now we're out rolling on the tarmac and on the ramp, and we're actually looking at airplanes. And I'm rolling by, I'm using my wheelchair, so I'm rolling by and I see, I'm rolling up on a B-25 Mitchell. And then right behind it, I see the tail of a P-38. And there's rope around it, like club stay out, bouncer ropes
Which
around it.
normally at these shows, like, you're able to get, like, up.
Yeah, you can,
Right,
and a lot of times, like the bigger airplanes, like B-17s,
They'll
C-47s,
let
and
you
things
go
like, they'll let
inside.
you go inside of them. Like
Yeah.
it's very, very like viewer friendly for these things.
Hands-on type deal.
So I'm rolling up and I see this tail and I see it's got the rope around it. And I'm like, well, that's a little unusual. So immediately I'm like, yeah, the B-25 can wait. I'm going over to check. It was Glacier Girl. The airplane that I had
so
watched
jealous
them
about
pull
that.
out of the ice. and seeing the documentary of them bringing this thing up and seeing that I actually saw that airplane in
I'd
person.
be fangirling.
It was amazing.
Before
It was
we get
amazing.
into the auction cart, and I know, what was the bomber that was
Keybird,
Oh.
B-29.
So it was a B-29 that had basically like the same thing, like it had.
They landed on the ice.
And left it.
But
And left it.
But it did not like.
It didn't get
like,
swallowed
covered.
up. It didn't get swallowed up by a glacier. And this thing,
three or four.
and this
years?
is probably 35 or 40 years ago.
early
that this,
90s, early 90s.
like late 80s, early 90s. Like it was the early 90s when the documentary aired on PBS about this thing.
Right.
So
also a great like seriously, you need
Yeah.
to watch.
Yeah,
the
this-
doc.
if you can
Like,
find-
know,
if you can find this one-
need to watch it.
Yeah,
You'll
this
be
is fantastic.
Crying at the end. Of
So
it.
they had found this airplane. They found a B-29, and their plan was they were going to bring it back. But
they were
the
gonna
air-
fly it out of there.
So what they ended up doing was, so they would go down there in when it was warm and they
you
could
had
do
like
stuff.
a 2-month
They would
window.
pull a bunch of parts off of it, and then they would bring them back to their area or wherever they were doing that particular thing. And over those winter months, 8 or 9 months, they would rebuild those parts. And then that 2 or 3 month window that they had,
They bring them all
fly
back.
everything back
Right.
down there, put those on the airplane, grab more shit off the airplane, and they did this
Go
over
back.
several years.
Oh yeah.
They had the plane ready to fly, and so they plowed out an ice runway to fly it out so that they could bring it back and do and finish the rest of the airplane. As they were taxiing it, it was moving around quite a bit. An auxiliary power unit in the tail of the airplane bounced loose,
Caught
had a
fire,
fuel spill, caught fire,
burnt the thing to
and
the
it
ground.
burnt to the ice. And the whole crew that was sitting there, everybody got out safe. Like nobody
Yeah,
was
yeah.
injured, nobody was hurt. Everybody got out of the airplane.
No, that's just pure
But they
depression.
were. Here's the thing about these guys. These cats are like so
And they're, but
nonplussed
they're
about
also
everything.
all volunteers. No one's getting paid.
Right,
This is
like they had
all just
they were getting out
volunteer.
donations and doing all this stuff and they were getting like material donations and money
Yeah.
donations and all this stuff. Like this was a big effort they were doing. So this thing ended up burning down, and
They sat there and
they
watched
literally
it,
just sat there on the ice, and they're
and
like,
watched it for an hour and a half.
And they're
burn
like-
to the ground.
but they were like,
She didn't want to fly.
yeah,
She didn't want to leave.
yeah. She
She
was
liked
happy.
where
She was
she
happy.
was.
She
This
was
was
happy
her
where she
place.
was. This is where she wants
She
to
was
be.
meant-
That-
she was
that-
meant
that-
to be here.
That honestly, like that whole story makes
Yeah,
me
oh,
want to
oh,
learn how to fly a plane.
It's
so
But
one of those you have
Dan,
to,
seriously, you have to go
watch
find
the
that documentary and watch it. Like I said, I was, like I said, I was
the amount of
much younger and had more legs when I first saw that one, but that documentary still sticks
the
with
detail
me.
that they go in with it, and like the enthusiasm, and then like it's one of those when that happens, like it is gut wrenching.
Yeah, like just as the viewer, you're just like, oh my god.
and
Right.
Like it just like you
thankfully
just even sitting there
every-
on the couch watching it, like you're absolutely crushed afterwards.
because at this point, like it's towards like the end
But
of the
then,
movie.
but then
type
you,
deal.
but then you see
Like,
these
everything
guys.
they
They're,
did,
they're-
yeah,
like I
no.
said, these guys are all just kind of sitting there watching it burn, and they're
like,
kind of
well,
like,
everybody,
and they're like,
everybody's
yeah,
out. Like
yeah, they're just-
we're good, but like okay, because they're like
That's a weird.
someone's yelling in the background. Do you have an extinguisher? And like it's not gonna do anything. Like
Right.
yeah.
it got to the
The
fuel.
magnesium chassis is on fire.
Well,
What are we gonna do with the
and
fire
It
extinguisher?
was one of those. At that point, it had hit the fuel tank, and it's like
That was it.
It
Right.
hit the fuel. Like you.
The
were
only thing I want to chime in with,
not
because
doing
I want to
anything.
add a little thing to this, because I went to Sun and Fun one time, and the thing that struck me, the thing that like has always stuck with me, is two parts of that. Number one, they had a YF-22 there doing aeronautical stunts,
Yeah.
and the whole time I'm watching this plane do its maneuvers, I'm thinking to myself, who in the hell divided by zero and allowed that plane to do that?
Oh.
Yeah,
Because
those-
it's doing things
Those
that don't make
those
sense.
stunt planes, like seriously, like
No, the
those guys-
YF-22.
No, the
jet.
YF-22,
Oh yeah.
thrust vectoring and all that kind of crazy
Yeah.
shit.
No,
It's doing things that don't make sense. This is a game with cheat codes on. Why is that happening?
Okay.
Why is that plane flying past me at 35 miles an hour when it shouldn't be able to?
Okay, the only problem I have with something like that, congratulations, you just made your radar cross signature the size of a 747. Thanks.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, what was
The other thing was...
So the Su-57 can do the dragon thing. Thanks, you just increased your radar cross section bigger than it already is.
But the other thing was when the Blue Angels were doing their show.
Oh.
They do this one little bit.
They do a
It's a joke
better
bit,
show than-
right?
Oh,
but
Fat Albert?
it's to demonstrate what the F-18 can do as a fast attack vehicle.
Yeah.
And that's where they go. So they're going to go off to the side here, and they're going to do a couple of maneuvers to get back into position.
And they don't tell you about that other one that's
They
behind
They
you.
don't tell you they're coming
and you
over
hit the
there
fucking ground
on the afterburner.
And all of a sudden, it's just like,
That's the thing. It's not all of a sudden. The plane goes over your
and you
head.
hear,
And then, about 3 seconds later,
you hear sound and thunder.
The plane that went over your
So-
head
so
and streaked over you.
I
at
got a
full
story
tilt.
about that. The last time I went to Airfest at McDill and that, so like that one has more of the military.
Yeah,
planes.
that's like way more military, like modern current
Like,
military
you're-
stuff.
you're-
Yeah, they do
You're
that, and then
actually at the
after
thing.
the sonic boom, the
So-
announcer goes,
well,
and that's
no.
the F-18 demonstrating its
They're-
ability to
they're-
sneak
they're
up
not-
on the
they're not
enemy.
supposed-
Hey, kiddos, I have a
Oh.
car emergency with somebody. I have to go.
Okay.
All right, so car
Bye.
auction.
What is it though? Can you at least like tell me so I can like throw a
All right,
quick
Dan.
video?
tell you later.
Dan, I'll show it to you. Wait a minute. Where'd it go?
So we're gonna move on to the
Yeah.
cab car.
Sorry, guys.
No.
Well, no,
no.
you can
Remind
say
me
that.
of this.
Reload.
I just want to place a bid for somebody to remember. I don't have to see it. So is that a Skyline?
No, well, kinda. It is an unmodified 2004 Infiniti G35.
It's an unmodified Ultima
Six-speed.
Coupe.
Six-speed manual.
How many miles? Tell me real quick.
84,000.
84,000.
Bye, Dan.
I'm thinking. You said no mods.
No mods.
I'm thinking 11.5.
All right.
All right. Sorry guys,
Dude,
I gotta go.
Take care.
At least I'm not gonna go far though. It's only like 4 streets down.
Oh,
But
grandparents?
Yeah, well, in-laws.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, you,
yeah,
you need
no,
to
that's
you need
not
to
nice.
share this later.
I will.
You need to tell us what's going on.
I will.
They're literally
All
right
right.
down the road. So
So Brian, you want to read us in on this car?
Yeah, and I picked this one because I'm kind of trolling you guys because VR, VQ crew.
you boys.
However, the fact that this one popped up the way it is, this is a 2004 Infiniti G35 Coupe, 6-speed manual, mostly California owned, unmodified with Brembos.
Wow, it's unmodified.
Unmodified.
Are we sure it's unmodified?
All the pictures show it to be looking bone
I
ass.
see all stock exhaust.
So-
there.
It's like stock exhaust.
This is the first car ever, like the first G35. Because I'm pretty sure they rode off their assembly line, got to a dealer lot. The person who bought it was like, "Hold on, let me jack it up and put fucking trumpets on this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come with a sawzall in the trunk to cut the exhaust.
Exactly.
Yeah, like this thing was like this. They forgot this. They didn't pay for the sawzall on this one.
Okay.
They wanted to make a deal on this.
Cammy brother. I really need to find those things that I'm looking for to do the thing that I want to do.
We'll find him. We'll find him.
So anyway, this is a 2004 Infiniti G35 Coupe finished in brilliant silver metallic with black interior. Full disclosure, before I bought my Mustang, I was actually looking at these because it's bigger than a Z, better door handles and turn signals than a Z, rear-wheel drive, 2-door, reasonably quick given what they are. They handle reasonably well given what they are. I just couldn't really deal with the exhaust noise when you uncorked them, and then I started seeing all of the people who typically drove them and what they did with them, and I was like, no, I'm not going to be one of those guys. But like I said,
I have to say I've always liked the wheels. I've always liked the wheels that they've had.
and like I said,
the interior is a really nice touch interior. Like,
oh, this
everything-
one even has the outdated navigation that pops up out above the radio.
But I mean, like every touch point on this car, I do really like.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
it
the
was
pictures of this
nice.
thing, the touch points of this thing, all the touch points in this car look as good as Dan's Cayenne.
Oh yeah.
Like
the touch points look excellent, which is odd for a G37 because those chrome touch points,
Normally went.
those go instantly.
Yeah.
Like 5,000 miles in, they're getting scratched up just from you touching
but
them
like I
with
said,
your fingers.
like look at the seats, look at the shifter
The
handle,
seats are
look at
incredible.
the park and brake handle and everything.
Everything looks good on this car.
That's super clean.
Okay, so finished in brilliant silver metallic with black interior, 6-speed manual transmission. No mileage discrepancies. Mostly California owned since new. Has the Aero package, 18-inch wheels, Brembo brakes, xenon headlights, power sunroof, leather, heated front seats, Bose sound,
Looks like
FM platform.
that sound system is actually
Yeah, they
really
sound
good
nice.
sound system because AJ had his mom's
Motor
convertible
Trend's
was
car of the year.
advanced.
Motor Trend's car of the year, which means they spent a lot of ad money with Motor Trend.
Mm.
Power comes from the VQ35DE. 280, but that was another reason I was kind of looking at these cars. I mean, 280 horsepower and 270 pound-feet right out of the rip.
Do you like ska bands?
Yeah.
See, I love ska bands, and I still don't like VQ. Thank you guys for understanding that.
So it says that it sustained minor damage to the front end and left front in April 2024. Some chips and dings around the exterior, some creases on the seat, scratches on the door sills.
Okay, so there is damage.
But it has new clutch, new air filter, wiper blades, drive belts, new tires, coolant, brake fluid flushed and changed. So it's had, it's had maintenance.
Yeah.
It's got records showing October 2022, April 2022, March, September 21, August 21.
So what did Mike say?
Mike said 13.2. It comes with 2 keys, owner's manual, miscellaneous spare parts.
Yeah, but that's also before you said that it's gotten hit. So.
Well, like I said, minor damage, and that could be a shopping cart incident. That could be.
I understand that, but that's at least something that's on the Carfax.
It is something that's on the Carfax.
Shows that.
But obviously, like I said,
how
you look
many
at the 84,000.
For 2006?
2004.
4? Okay, so this is like the first year, second year, 03 I think was the first year, so second year.
Well, that's the first year. First year it came to the United States.
Well,
I mean, it ended up
the
at
Skyline 3000,
3500.
Yeah.
The 3500 GT.
How much is this Ultima going for? Fancy Ultima, sorry. How much is this SCR going for?
I like to think of it as the gentleman's 350Z.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the second and third owners of these cars and the fourth owners and the fifth owners are the ones that gave these cars and their owners a bad reputation.
And then you wrecked it, and then it was the sixth owner that bought the car. Shit.
But like I said, I mean, I know that choosing anything with a VQ is kind of trolling you guys, and that's one reason why I did it. But the fact that this car popped up unmodified, bone stock exhaust.
Like, I want to give it a decent price, but then there's everything else in me that is like, give it a $2,000, Facebook Marketplace.
That's the thing. I want to say, oh yeah, but unmodified 80,000 miles would probably pull the premium, but then I want to apply the VQ tax to it.
The negative tax. The VQ tax. Refund.
Yeah. It's not
the VQ
it's not like
government
an S
stimulus check to it.
Yeah, it's not like an S series. So it's not like a 13, 14, or 15 where it's like, oh, instantly have this. I crashed into the wall 8 times, but still I'm able to get $20,000 for it. It's, hey, I got this. It has a VQ in it. Oh, okay. So I was gonna offer you $10,000. Now I'm gonna offer you,
It's lowball me, bro. I know what I got.
Yeah. I know what you got too. You got a VQ.
All right, guys, quit pissing around. Give me your bids.
Like,
what did Dan say?
I don't remember.
I don't either do I.
Didn't he say 11.5?
Okay, we'll just go with that.
Sure, we'll go with that. It says 3.2.
But that right there is like you're looking at a unicorn.
So is this Springer trailer or
Chris B
cars
says
and
11.
Cars and beds. So we got 11.1, 11.5, and 13.2.
See, it's going down. It's going down. I'm 10.2.
I'd like to bid $1, Bob.
13.7.
Really?
Mike got it. Within $500, Mike got it.
Wow.
13.7.
Huh.
Wow.
I mean, and if you think about it,
Fair, that's a fair price because it's in 2025, it's a performance car with a manual transmission
in really good condition,
really nice shape, and completely unmodified.
Like that actually is a lot of car for that money.
That is.
And honestly, with the bone stock exhaust on them,
They sound good.
exactly.
They sound-
I have a
good.
coworker that drives one of those. It's lowered, nice, real nice custom wheels, stock exhaust,
And it sounds
dead
good.
quiet,
Sounds good.
no sound whatsoever. I
There-
love it. I'm so proud of him
there-
because
there-
he has that in its
there
unmodified
are-
exhaust.
So there's actually a 350Z that has been going by lowered. It's white, but has gray fenders, purple bumper, black exhaust on it. Is not fully uncorked, and
Yeah.
it actually sounds decent.
Well
It
done, Mike.
actually,
Like I
actually
said, very
sounds
good.
decent. Like, you can tell there's still cats, there's still mufflers, and there's a resonator somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And it actually sounds decent, and I've heard them get onto it, and I'm like, yes, because that actually.
Well, Robbie's
like,
wife Becca's got the the convertible.
Yeah, and
I
it
think it's
sounds. It sounds good.
I think it's got Flowmasters on the back of it or something
That's
like
it,
that. Like
but
it's
it
something
has
basic, but it still
everything
has
else.
Well,
everything
it's like
else.
you said, the people that buy them give those cars a bad reputation, but a G35/350Z is a fantastic car.
Yeah.
Except
I mean,
2 hours
they're
after owning it, you crash it into a wall, guardrail.
That's
people-
not true. They handle really, really, really well.
People
for
in
an
the
old ass platform that they are,
pe-
they do
pe-
well.
People in an intersection. I'm just talking about
They're
over shit.
great.
I was gonna
handle
say, usually it's the Dodge boys that do the intersection
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But now, okay, like I said, now this is like me being in high school. E30s.
Right.
It was the yuppie assholes that afforded them and bought them.
Mm-hmm.
So I hated the cars just because of the people that drove them.
Right.
And it wasn't until Jan had that white one, and I took
Even
it down.
with the automatic,
Even with the automatic, and I took it
and
down.
even not being an M,
yeah,
that
but just
thing was.
I took
tight.
that down Ozello Trail, and I didn't like hell ride it, but I went with pace into a few corners with it, and I was
that
like,
thing was like, oh, okay.
All
And
right.
you understood.
I was like, all right,
That
now
that
I
thing
get
was
it.
Tight.
But I know
Right.
that the people that made me dislike the car didn't give two rats ass about what I was feeling in that car.
Right.
So yeah, it was kind of one of those things.
Well, on that bombshell.
So yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna end it off. Post it to Facebook and all that. Please buy our new shirt because it's Brian's shirt.
It is.
Whose
Yep.
shirt should we come out with next? Should we do a
I have-
Dan shirt? Should we do a Chris shirt? I need to figure out.
I do
I
have,
kind-
like
I
I said,
kinda
I
have some
I
stuff.
do have an idea for another like full shirt.
Yeah.
Well, if we do mine, it's got to be the discount Aaron Kaufman, and we'll run into trademark issues with that if we try to do that.
Yeah,
So-
that's
With Dan's, I just think of a four-door coupe, sedan, Mazda 3 upside down.
Nope.
Uh,
Dan's. Well, I've already got Dan's. Dan's is just.
we'll do
We're
it
still
off the
live.
show.
We're still live.
But
yeah.
anyway.
we're still live.
All right.
I'm
Yes.
I'm
So
going
on
to
that bombshell, thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
More cars, more beers. That's what we do.
And maybe more
That's what we do.
planes.
Have a good